Our chief guest today, Professor Rekha Diwekar, embodies the spirit to perfection. With an MSc in Organic Chemistry, Professor Diwekar began her illustrious career as a lecturer at Sathe College, Vilepale, Mumbai. After a successful academic tenure, she dedicated herself to empowering individuals through insightful talks and workshops. She travels extensively across India and abroad, captivating audiences with topics like chemistry in the kitchen, yoga nahar, staying youthful forever, and slimmer waist, fuller life. Beyond her contributions to health education, Professor Diwekar is a passionate advocate of sustainable living. She practices natural farming at Sunave village, just outside Mumbai, where she promotes eco-friendly agricultural practices. Her expertise extends to the literary world as well, with her book Arogya Samvad, released in June 2021, which received widespread acclaim for its practical approach to holistic health. A familiar face on national and international TV and social media platforms, Professor Diwekar continues to inspire millions with her dedication to health, wellness, and sustainable living. We are truly honored to have her with us today. Let's welcome her with a hearty round of applause as she joins us for this special celebration.
Ma'am, it would be a privilege to invite you to the stage and share your invaluable words of wisdom and advice for everyone.
Hello. First of all, it's such a nice evening. I really got impressed and overwhelmed by the students' approach and how are they performing at this young age. It is really amazing. First of all, thanks, madam, for inviting me, and all dear parents, guests, and then students. I was very excited when I got invitation from Lucknow, and the name of the school is Set Anand Ram Jaypuriya School. Truly speaking, I had never heard this name because I stay in Mumbai, so I am not aware of the schools in this area. But the name itself suggests Anand, happiness, Ram, who is having virtues, and just now we have in Ayodhya we have done Pran Pratishtha, Jay, that is winning, and then Puriya, that is completing everything. So I think the school which is having this particular name, all the parents should relax, because you are having everything. You are having happiness, you are having good virtues, as well as you are going to win. And as madam has told, all of us have seen that how there are so many students winning national and international different types of events, including sports, and then yoga, of course education, everything. So I am really honored to be here in this school. So I know that all of you want to listen from me something about nutrition, because that is my main topic of giving different talks. And first of all, I started with chemistry in the kitchen, and then I now give talks on wide different types of topics also. So first of all, I will like to say to the parents that, see, you have to be very simple and not complicated when it comes to diet. Sometimes what we think is whether we are giving carbohydrates, are we giving them proteins, are we giving them minerals and vitamins. We don't have to think any of that. But what you have to think is what you were eating from ages. That is what your grandmother was giving you or what you have eaten when you were young, that matters the most. So, first of all, what I will like to tell you is when we start our day with breakfast, you have to give breakfast to the children. So, the most important rule is don't give processed and packaged foods. You have to give hot breakfast. It is very essential. Now, why you should not give processed and packaged foods? Because you know that there are group of chemicals which is called as grass. What is grass? Generally regarded as safe. All these chemicals are there in these foods. One thing you have to remember, that longer the shelf life, less is the nutrition. See, whenever you buy cereals or oats or any of the packaged foods, then they last for a long time. And sometimes you feel happy that I can use this for a longer time, but don't be happy. You have to remember that it is not at all nutritious. And therefore, the food which gets spoiled fast is the good food. So when you go to the market and you get apples which remain like that for 15 days, 1 month, what you have to understand, that there are lots and lots of preservatives and fertilizers which are present in these apples. And therefore, you should opt for the local fruits. So what you must give to your kids is local, seasonal and traditional. So if you give local, seasonal and traditional, you are fine. You don't have to worry about anything. So that is the first mantra, that you should not give processed and packaged food. And then you have to give hot breakfast. Now some of you, now one girl just talked to sir and she was saying that she's a working mother. I'm sure that there are many working women in this group also. So working women, what they should do is, see, there are many Indian options which are available. And if you come to UP, if you come to South India, there are certain foods which are healthy, which we make at home. Something like porridge made up of ragi, or porridge which is made up of jawar ka atta. Now all of you must be knowing the importance of millets also. So millets are very important. Along with millets, of course, rice and wheat are equally important. It is not, what happens is, international, now 2023 was declared as International Year of Millets. So what happened? Everybody started eating millets. And they felt now they should not be eating wheat and rice. But it is not so. Now I know that all of you must be eating paratha in the morning. Aloo paratha, paneer paratha, gobi paratha, muli paratha, all sorts of parathas. And when I go to South India, what I will say, they are eating idli, which is made up of rice, dosa, appam, whatever, but made up of rice and urad dal, right? So they should not leave that and just concentrate or just focus on millets. Millets were there in our system, in our culture. There are millets, and the way you have to eat them is also there. That is bajri. Do you use bajra? So bajra you have to use now in the winter season. If it is summer, you have to use, of course, jawar. And throughout the year, you can use ragi. Ragi is very important. It is supposed to be Hanuman's favorite food, and all of us know that Hanuman is a god of strength, stamina. He carried whole mountain. So that is the importance of ragi. There is no time today. Normally I always share a story of ragi and Hanuman, that I will ask you to take my book, buy my book and see the story in that book. It is very interesting. So eat the millet. So in the morning, you have to give hot breakfast. Now, secondly, I want to tell you that afterwards your kids must be coming to the school. And madam, I'm really excited to see that there is a glass containing water. Wherever I go, there are bottles, plastic bottles. And we know that how many years that plastic is going to remain on this earth, on this mother earth, minimum for next 5,000 years. It has been found out that most of the sea now, that means more area from the sea is occupied by the plastic. And therefore, you have to use minimum amount of plastic. Now see, in our grandmother's houses or even in my house, there was no plastic earlier also, and now also there is no plastic. And nowadays there is a plastic. I mean, the kitchen is full of plastic. Now in our culture, there is a system of gifting silverware when the child starts eating first solid food. Is it right? According to your culture, you give either a small plate or bowl or spoon, whatever is possible. But nowadays what happens? We don't use them. We keep them in the cupboard. And what we use? We buy plastic plates from the market which are having some cartoon figures and give them to our children. So never give tiffin in the plastic. What are you doing, parents? Are you giving in plastic? I can see here because they are also not using plastic. So the reason is from plastic, there are again a group of chemicals which is called as xenoestrogens. And what did xenoestrogens do? From the name itself, you will know that xenoestrogen has a structure which is similar to estrogen. And estrogen is an important hormone in humans, particularly in females. And therefore, our body doesn't know what to use now, whether to use estrogen or this xenoestrogen, because they are chemically very similar structure. But there is a lot of difference. I will tell you one interesting thing. It has been observed that 30 years back, when our gut was examined, there were hardly 20 to 25 foreign chemicals. Now, today, if we see, there are 500 plus chemicals which are present in our gut, and our body is not used to digest those chemicals. Now, it is not necessary that every one of us will be having all the 500 chemicals. But depending upon your lifestyle, how many processed and packaged food packets you buy from the mall, that will decide how many foreign chemicals are there in your body which will not be digested. There are no enzymes to act upon them. And therefore, you don't use, please don't use any processed and packaged foods. It is little difficult, but you have to think about it, that what will happen if I keep on using all these different packets. जितना ऐसे बोलते हैं, रुजुता ऐसे बोलते हैं, जितना पैकेट खोल के खाओगे उतना पेट फूलेगा. So it is so harmful to our bodies. On one side, we want to lose weight, we want to look good and all that. And on the other side, we keep buying all these packaged foods. Another thing I always tell, that you have to stick to the home cooked food. In Corona period, I have many doctors as friends, and they were telling me that during Corona, of course, those who got affected by Corona, it was very bad for them. But otherwise, there were no infectious diseases. And the reason was the restaurants were closed. Nowadays, what happens, every now and then, whenever there is some celebration, somebody's birthday, somebody has graduated, somebody's 25th marriage anniversary, Whatever may be the reason, what we will do, we book some restaurant. And what our children will eat? What your children will eat normally when you eat to restaurants? Please, pizza and pasta. Then certain foods which we have not heard also about it. So such foods we will eat. Now remember that our body is not accustomed and they are not at all the healthy options. What has happened nowadays is we have so many celebrations. Now there must be only 30 students in one class. Now whenever somebody's birthday is there, do you invite all the remaining students? In many schools, I have observed that there is a class of, say, 20 to 25 students. All the students are invited. So in the year, how many birthdays they attend? 20 to 25. Plus, additionally, उनके घर के वगैरह हो गए वो अलग बात. Now, every time, what they will eat? Cake. What they want? Pizza, pasta, or French fries. So, junk food. More of junk food is nowadays, unfortunately, our children are eating. So, I would like to say one thing. Sir, sorry बोलती हूँ आपको. आपने जो बोला no नहीं कहना, लेकिन sometimes you have to say no. And this is the one case where you have to say no. You have to restrict. That is, in a month, you can eat once a pizza, once a pasta, like that. I'm not saying that ban completely. It is not possible. We are becoming global citizens now. So all the students are going abroad for studying and all that. So I cannot say that stop. But what I can definitely tell you is limit. And when you have to limit, you have to be little strong and say no. And of course, you have to explain them properly and kindly also. And if you make all WhatsApp groups of friends are there, so all of you can decide amongst yourself. And what you must do is, many people now, particularly kids, they don't have idea about what we were cooking or what we were eating in our days. So you have to introduce one new food per month. That you can easily do. And by doing that, what will happen is they will develop that taste. And सबसे important क्या है, do you know, for our health, for our physical health, for our mental health, for our brain health, what is important is our microbiome system should be good. What is microbiome system? We are having gut bacteria. And how many bacteria are present in our gut or throughout our body? The number is much more than the cells of the body itself. So many of gut bacteria, or you can say useful bacteria, friendly bacteria are there. And more is the variety of these gut bacteria, more is the number, greater is our health, better is our health. It may be physical, mental, brain, everything improves when your gut is good. It is having good number of friendly bacteria, variety also is more. It has been observed, it is very interesting. You must be knowing that people who go to UK or USA, sometimes they develop allergies. They have gluten resistance, so they cannot tolerate wheat. Some people, they have lactose tolerance, that means they can't drink milk and all that. Now what happens here is, it is called as hygiene hypothesis. See, in USA and in UK, they are obsessed with hygiene. Now suppose now I'm eating some apple or some banana, say something like that, and it falls here. We have clean house. But again, they will not allow that kid or they themselves also to eat it. This is called as hygiene hypothesis. See, there should be enough number of bacteria. And therefore, those who deliver naturally, the children have good bacteria, gut bacteria or overall microbiota is good. And those who undergo cesarean sections, they don't have that much good microbiota system. This is because they are not exposed to mother's microbiota during the delivery. So that much is the importance of gut bacteria, and African kids are having the most, you can say that amazing gut bacteria. When the examination of gut of African kids and American kids was done, it has been found out that African gut was full of colored dots. And so many of them. While in UK and USA kids, there were just 2 or 3 small groups. So that much only they are having bacteria, while the African kids are having very good microbiota system. Indians were also once upon a time had a very nice microbiota system, but over the time, because we follow everything from Western countries, what happens is we also don't allow, if guests come at our home and if we are having a very small kid at our home, we will ask them not to lift the baby and all that. But you should not do that. So excess of hygiene is also not correct. So this is something I think you may find it entertaining, but it is a fact. It has been observed. Now this is about, because time constraint is there, I am going fast. So another thing which is very important in life is for kids, not only for kids, but for everyone, is sport, exercise, yoga. Why? Even if your kid is appearing for 10th exam or 12th exam, don't stop to play in the evening. Every day, 60 to 90 minutes play is very important. And the reason is, all of you know that there will be muscle development, there will be blood circulation, immunity increases. But besides that, very important is there is neurogenesis. What is neurogenesis? New neurons are formed in the brain. That is, your child become more intelligent by just playing for 60 to 90 minutes. So that much essential is play, and all of us know that how we develop socially also. When we play some sport, we know how to follow the discipline, we know that how to mingle with each other and everything. Besides that, this is very important, neurogenesis, or it is also called as BDNF, brain-derived neurotropic factor. Why I am telling you this? Because when I tell this, then people feel, yes, my son or daughter is going to become more intelligent, then I will send. So by taking this into account, all of you allow your kids to play more and don't stop them in any weather also. It is cold, so don't go out. It is raining, don't go out. Don't do that. Kids' immunity must develop properly, so expose them. Okay. Next point is hobby. I think all of your students are participating today. 99% participation is there. So I should not talk about hobby. But yes, everyone must have hobby. Maybe a kid, maybe whenever you grow old, then also it is helpful for us. Now the last and the most important and underrated point is sleep. How many hours your son or daughter is sleeping is very important. Minimum of 8 to 10 hours of sleep is essential for every kid. Do you know that when we are sleeping, what happens is there is one hormone which is called as human growth hormone, HGH. Okay, so this HGH is released, and therefore the children start growing, children start developing. All the organs, their bones, muscles, sex organs, everything starts developing when they are having sufficient amount of this particular hormone, HGH, human growth hormone. So whenever we are having a very small kid in our house, what happens is the kid sleeps for a long time, about 8 to 10 hours. And if some aji, dadi, nani is there in the house, what that lady will say? Let him or let her sleep. Why? Because in Marathi we say ki to balsa dharel. Balsa dharel means he will grow properly. His weight will increase. Weight will increase means his bones, muscles, everything will be better. So that much is the importance of sleep. And another thing I want to tell you is, of course, no one is confident about it, but you have to give minimum screen time for your kids, especially at night. That is, you should stop them for using screen at least 2 hours before they go to sleep. I mean, it is true for every one of us. We should practice what we preach. So if you stop using screen after a certain time, you have to restrict yourself. I normally switch off my phone, I mean internet, at night 9 p.m., morning 9 a.m., 12 hours, no internet. Just talking or some phone, if it comes, that is fine, but no internet. And again, this is very important, because what happens is when the child sees the screen, there is a light which is emitting from that screen and which gives the signal that abhi time nahi hua hai sone ka. And therefore, that sleep also is not proper. There should be continuous, uninterrupted sleep for everyone. And not only for kids, for everyone. Sleep is very important, but unfortunately, it is underrated. So give importance to sleep also. And then sir also told that, but I will also like to tell that. There is a syndrome now which is called as six pocket syndrome. What is six pocket syndrome? Now, six pocket syndrome is, there is now what has happened is there are less number of children in every household. And the child is having mother and father. Both of them are working, right? Both mother, father working. Grandparents are also working. Nana, nani also working. Dada, dadi also working. So all six of them, they try and give their maximum attention to the children. And not only attention, they give different types of course, I should not say, but shoes and whatnot. I mean, what is happening now is the students are not having urge to do more and more, because they are having everything before they demand. So sir has also told that don't give them money, give them samskars. So that is what grandparents should also do. Kids may become unhappy or with me, but this is a fact that you should not succumb to this six pocket syndrome. Okay? Thanks a lot. Thanks again for inviting me.